We welcome you all into our 12th Man production studio. This is the Aggie Soccer Show. We're here with head coach G. Guerreri, and he is going to talk to us about the first road trip of the season for his team, and it took place up in Big Ten country. Indiana was Friday, Purdue was Sunday, but before we hit the matches, just how did you feel with this team about finally leaving home and having to go far away from College Station to get in a couple matches?
Well, we've been on quite a homestand. We've been able to play all of our preseason games as well as the first six of our regular season games all at home, and had won the last 5 in a row. So we were feeling good about where we were as a team, but you never really know about yourself until you kind of take the show on the road. And going into Big Ten country was something we knew was going to be a challenge. Notoriously tough teams to play, hard-hitting, organized, well-coached teams, and really nothing was that surprising. That's exactly what we got in Bloomington and in West Lafayette.
Well, against the Indiana Hoosiers, you win it 5-2 on Friday. Third time this year you guys have scored 5 goals in a match.
Yeah, in the last 3 Fridays in a row, all 5 goals, and really a lot of it comes down to just some great individual play by some of our players, but also a real commitment by our midfielders to join in with our forwards, which makes it tough for a lot of teams to handle our folks. Early on in the match, Alyssa Motts gets free on the ball that Bree Young plays kind of on a diagonal in behind. Motts goes to goal and catches the goalkeeper leaning one way and drives the ball off the keeper and into the net. Then just a few minutes later, Rachel Shipley, again another midfielder, is able to hit a shot from second range and find the back of the net. And then the forwards get into the show with Merritt Mathias scoring to make it 3-0 and taking us into halftime with a 3-0 cushion. Although it wasn't a 3-0 blowout by any stretch of the imagination. Indiana was in the match. Kristen Arnold had to pull off a couple really big saves to keep it scoreless going into the break. But we talked at the break that the game wasn't over, that Indiana was a strong team. They weren't going to give up. They were going to come out and fight. We had seen that from them 2 years ago when we beat them 3-1 here at our place. They never gave up, and I think it was until the 77th minute that we actually broke that game open a little bit. Well, as we thought, they came out hard. They scored 2 goals early on in the second half. But then credit to our seniority on our team, credit to the experience on our team and to the maturity of our team, that they were able to settle things down, made a couple little adjustments within the flow of the match, and again, it set up a great opportunity for us to attack, and Rachel Shipley there on the doorstep to knock in the 4th goal. That opened things up a little bit, and then Kat Armstrong, our senior, scores the first goal of her career, which obviously is very exciting. And for Kat to knock that in and give us that 3-goal cushion again, and then we were able to kind of salt away the game at the end. I was able to play 20 players in the match, which is always good for us because we do have a very deep and talented team. And so by playing as many of those players as I can, especially on the Friday night, it gives me a little bit more in the way of fresh legs when it comes time for Sunday. And we were going to need every bit of energy we could when we went up to Purdue.
Yeah, certainly. The Aggies would then go take on the Indiana Hoosiers' rival, those Purdue Boilermakers. Coach will talk about that match when we come back. The Aggie Football Show with head coach Mike Sherman is your all-access pass to Texas A&M football. Join me, Will Johnson, for exclusive interviews, highlights, and behind-the-scenes footage of all your favorite coaches and players. Tune in to hear Coach Sherman's breakdown of the team's performance and everything else surrounding his program. Check your local listings for air times or go to AggieAthletics.com for program information. Don't miss an episode. Watch the Aggie Football Show with head coach Mike Sherman every week throughout the fall season. The 2011 NCAA Indoor Championship coming this spring to Aggieland. Welcome back to the Aggie Soccer Show. You know about Texas A&M's win over the Indiana Hoosiers on Friday. Well, Sunday it was the Purdue Boilermakers in West Lafayette. And, Coach, you mentioned fresh legs, needed them because you had to work extra time to win.
We did, and we were coming off of the only other time we had played Purdue was the opener last year, and we lost that match. We lost 3-2, and a lot of the reasons we lost on some interesting circumstances. Got scored on the opening kickoff of the game, but some interesting circumstances. But more than anything, because Purdue's a hard-working team, and they came out early on the first 15 minutes of the game. I thought that they were terrific. They were really all over us, and they score basically on a cross that caroms off of one of our defenders and into the back corner of the net. So we're down 1-0. But again, I'm really happy with the way our team responds to adversity like that. With about a minute later, we're able to put a ball in behind to Whitney Hooper. Hooper outruns the Purdue back line, beats the goalkeeper, and we're tied 1-1. And we went into halftime, tied at 1-1. Both teams had 3 shots on goal. But in the second half, again, we made a couple of little adjustments to try to establish our style that we wanted to play in the second half, and our players really responded well to that. Second half, a lot more possession for us, a lot more chances on goal. Purdue had no more shots on goal for the regulation, but their goalkeeper pulled off some great saves. Plus, we had some near misses that we would have liked to have had another chance at. Nonetheless, it goes into overtime, and then in overtime is when we're looking for your personalities to really step forward. And one of our big game personalities for the last few years has been Bree Young. Bree Young gets on the end of a corner kick, and we get the golden goal, sudden victory, and now we're 6-1, and we come home this week to get to class and train up again before we head out on the road to Portland, and an undefeated number 3 ranked team in the country at their place is going to be quite a challenge for us on Friday night.
And then back home, that next match is against Cal State Northridge here on Sunday. Interesting week in that you split it up, home and road, but I know this team is ready after what you faced in Big Ten country. But before we say goodbye, I know there's some congratulations in order for one of your former players. We inducted Melanie Wilson into the Letterman's Hall of Fame this week.
Well, and we've had so many great players. So, I think 19 All-Americans, 20 All-Americans have played here, have been named All-Americans here at Texas A&M. And one of the first was Melanie. Melanie, great goalkeeper for us, was newcomer of the year in the Big 12, helped us to win our first Big 12 championship back in '97, and one of the great personalities of all time. So couldn't be more happy for Melanie, as well as all of her teammates of that era, because those are the ladies that really kind of put this team on its foundation, and we're kind of reaping the benefits of it today.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the wins this weekend. Good luck in Portland. I know you want a big crowd back in College Station Sunday for Northridge.
We do, and with the football game being on Saturday night and us having a big match, and really Cal State Northridge might be one of those teams that people are like, who's that? But they're having a great season. They just beat Kansas this past week. They are a quality side, and that game kicks off at 6 p.m. at the Aggie Soccer Stadium, and a lot of promotions going on. Kids get in free with a paid adult. You get in for a special price, I think $2 if you bring your ticket stub from the football game on Saturday night, and we're going to need everyone out there to help us with that one, because it's a long way back from Portland for us to be ready to play against a really good team on Sunday night. So hopefully the 12th man will be there in full voice, and we'll be able to keep this thing going.
They usually are in full voice. Indeed.
That's right.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.
G. Guerreri right here on the Aggie Soccer Show. We'll see you next week.